But no, tell me what was that like the night that a tornado was? You thought it was going to hit this house, didn't you?
Yes. So when we were going into the bathroom, I was like, "What's gonna happen? Is our house gonna just get destroyed? What's gonna happen?" So I was sitting in the bathtub with my mom across from me, and I just kept praying and holding her hand, and I was very scared. And I tried to go to sleep to just like make it go faster or something. I tried to fall asleep, but I couldn't, and it was just pretty terrifying. And also the sound of the tornado alone was very anxiety-inducing. So yeah.
And did your interest come out of that? I mean,
Yes.
why? Why do you think it did?
So it's also partly because of meteorologist. What's Richard McAllister? He's another meteorologist that did these Texas weather updates almost daily for Texas and Louisiana, and then I started watching those as also when these tornadoes were coming in, and I was like, what if I could do that, but like for Bernie, and like alert people about this stuff to make sure they stay safe. So that's where I started the Active Bernie Weather Service and did these daily weather reports on YouTube. I called them the Bernie Weather Updates, and I started doing that, and I made a website for like weather alerts and everything like that.
Do you think your interest grew because once you started getting into it, it started like getting more and more fascinating? Is that what happened?
Yeah, and I did tons of research on weather, and I learned how to like kind of predict and what's going to happen. And also what I do is I combine data from the National Weather Service, Weather Underground, and things from like I see weather patterns and I note them down and I take notes, and that's how I formulate my weather reports.
That's so cool, right? And it's a science that continues to teach us,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
we still don't know as much as we want to know. We're still learning a lot about the atmosphere.
Yes, and that's what I think is so interesting about weather. There's like 10 years ago we didn't know this, and now we don't know like something else, and it's just like we're always learning more.
Tell me about what you might be able to do for someone who's just like you were 5 years ago. So picture a 7-year-old boy scared to death that a tornado is going to hit his house, and he's putting the helmet on and he's getting in the bathroom, just like you did. How does it feel to you that now you're the calming voice? You're the one who's going to help him get through this now.
So so what I would do is I would like say, okay, so this may be coming towards your house, but there are plenty of precautions, and also there's plenty of services throughout the city that can they'll be able to help you. And although the likelihood is there, you could always pray. I think that would, because that's what I kept doing, and that really helped me.
And how do you think how does it feel to help people?
It feels great. Yeah.
I wrote down a couple questions too that I thought of. I wanted to know, like, how do we refer to you, since I can't really say a weatherman, right? I don't know. Do you like weather boy, or I was thinking weather tween? How do you want to be classified?
Well, on the radio, Baron always says weather veteran.
Because you're now how many years into this?
Geez, 4, almost 5.
Okay, for almost 5 years. Okay, so you've been taught, I'm sure, that this is an imperfect science, right?
Yes.
There's been some missed forecasts in your career,
Yes.
hasn't there?
Yes, definitely.
And how does that feel?
When I misforecast something, I'm like, I don't get too mad about it because I'm like, what can I do? I mean, the weather is not always going to never be 100% predictable. So I don't get worked up about it too much.
Good. You learn from it.
Yes.
Right? That's what we can do and apply it to that next forecast, right?
Yes.
Good deal. All right. Let me ask you about this. What type of weather phenomenon get you most interested? Like, what is it about the weather? Like, is there one particular storm or system, or between hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, any of the weather phenomenons that we see, even dust devils? Is there something that really gets you interested? Is there something you really want to focus in on when it happens?
Probably tornadoes or floods, because I've always found it fascinating that just wind and water can make these huge storms, tornadoes, and also the amount of rain that can fall from the sky and create these floods. I've always found that that's just crazy.
Especially here, what we call
Yeah.
flash flood alley, right?
Yes.
Because of the slope and the way that South Texas terrain is situated, we're prone to flooding more than any other part of the state, really.
Yeah.
Tell me what the reaction is among your friends. Like, when you tell them that, well, I can't play Fortnite right now. I got to get my forecast ready for tomorrow. What's the reaction from your friends that you're a weather veteran already?
They don't. They really just like, oh, okay. So when can you play? Yeah.
And do they ask you for weather forecasts, or hey,
No.
it's my birthday Saturday. What's the weather going to do?
No, they don't.
How about mom, dad? Anybody in your family lean into
Yeah.
your knowledge? What do they ask?
Yeah, sometimes they do ask me like, what's it gonna be here, and then, or something. Or whenever we go on trips, I always check the weather.
Because that's what just happened to me. On the way here, I was talking to my sister who lives in New Jersey. They're flying to Cancun tomorrow.
Oh.
And so she's like, you think I should still go? She wanted to ask me. And that's a lot of pressure on us, isn't it?
Yeah.
They
'Cause-
want us to make the decision.
Yeah. But I find I mean, I always if I ever get something wrong, I'm like, well, remember, weather's not 100% predictable. So, I mean, sometimes we're pretty sure it's gonna do one thing, but then it's like, yeah, nope, I'm gonna do this instead.
Excellent. Because it's an imperfect science. I've said
Yeah.
it plenty of times, believe me. So there's an old veteran weather guy named Judd Ashmore, and I know Barron remembers that name. Judd was at KENS 5. In fact, he was KENS 5's first chief meteorologist. He was from the Air Force, and he was the first certified meteorologist that KENS 5 ever had on the air. He just turned 100 about 2-3 months ago, and I was invited to the party. And he said, 97% of the time we get it 3% right. It's a good quote. Okay. Let me ask you this question about forecasting weather. Why do you think it's important?
I think it's important because if there was no meteorologist or anything, then people wouldn't be able to know, like, okay, this is when the storm's coming, and they could just be walking outside, and then a huge hurricane or tornado or flash flooding, and they just get caught out. So I feel like it is a very important job because you're informing the public about how to stay safe.
And that really goes into what you say at the end of every forecast.
Yes.
What is that?
Be weather aware.
Awesome. What advice, have you watched my weather forecasting?
No.
Okay. I won't take that too personally. Is there any advice you'd give a fellow meteorologist like myself?
Geez, I don't know if I'm in a position to give advice, but I think if I had to, don't always think you're always going to know what's going to happen, because you may think one thing and it might make sense, but it's never going to be 100% right.
And don't take it personally when it's not right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because sometimes I do. I really do. I want to explain why we didn't nail it.
Yeah, I mean, me too, and a lot of times I do tell my friends, like, oh yeah, there's going to be a storm here or something, and they're like, oh yeah, okay. And then, like, if it doesn't happen, they're like, hey, you were wrong. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I mean, and I tell them, like I said, you can never be 100% sure of what's going to happen with weather.
All right, one final question. What about the reaction of teachers? I mean, everyone's aware that they've got a weather veteran sitting in the classroom.
Yes. So towards the beginning of sixth grade, my digital literacy teacher walked me up to the seventh grade science teacher and said, "I want to introduce you to someone." And then and the other teacher's like, "Who is this?" And he's like, "This is Jacques Dubose from Bernie Radio." She's like, "What? No way! I hear your reports every single morning." I always find that very cool how people like around Bernie sometimes recognize me. Well, not recognize me, but like once they find out, like, oh, that's Jacques Dubose.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
You gonna get an agent, you think, or
Oh, what? Oh, sorry.
an agent? No,
Oh.
I'm kidding. Tell me one more thing. I just thought of too. Your future in meteorology. I mean, is this really a path you're interested in taking once you get into college age and study this as a career?
So I don't want to do it as my main career because what I want to do is just be an entrepreneur and continue all these startups that I'm doing. But I definitely do want to continue doing weather reports, and I eventually want to expand my weather services to soon all of Texas and eventually all of the U.S.